Welcome to another video looking at some fun stuff with Adobe Animate. I've always liked this program and I need to get back into my Adobe stuff anyway at some point, so I may as well start today. So at the moment we've got what? Well, we've got a triangle here and we've got a pentagon, you can see. And I want to just look at motion tweens, the modern kind, because I used to play with this program before and it's changed basically. A motion tween used to be called, a motion tween is now called a classic tween. So say I wanted to move, let's just hide the triangle for a minute. Say we wanted to move the pentagon somewhere else. So you always have to be careful, like for instance, if I do this, insert keyframe, you'll notice that pentagon, the use count just went to 2. So that means you're actually messing with a different instance of the symbol. And typically you don't want to do that, because otherwise motion tween doesn't work. So the way to do it then is, that's an interesting one. How do you do it then if it's not going to be that? All right, so we don't want to do that. So that means we have to, how do we create the frames without creating another instance of the symbol? Good question. Let's just see what happens if we just try it. There we go. So that is the way you do it. You basically, you don't, in the past, you would normally just do insert a keyframe. Now you don't. You actually just do that. And there is a big advantage to doing it that way. You'll notice that this time the use count didn't go up. And what I can do is, if I wanted to be at a different spot here, and if I wanted to be at a different spot, I could be at a different spot. All right, let's look at maybe some, I think also this button changes. Is there some extra options maybe? Not really. I think this may be a new button as well, convert layers to symbol. I'm not sure if this will count. Let's just see what happens. So it does look like it has counted. So you can see we can get that tween, which is pretty cool. I'm curious to see what happens if we just put another instance in. Will it do the double thing? Let's see. We can press Control Enter. Yeah. So we can get the double on it. So it's actually much easier to use. It's just, you just don't do the create keyframe thing. All right. So if we go properties, obviously we still can do stuff with our symbol here. But you've also got access to more stuff than you would normally have, right? Interesting. We've got filters. We've got a bunch of stuff here. Let's see what we can do. Let's do a glow around it, maybe. We'll do an inner glow. That's fine. Yeah, it's an unusual color to do that. But I think we can. I think the point is, right, is if we look at this number here. So I keep on right clicking. It's super annoying. We should be able to vary that, right? Let's just see that. Yeah, like if we look at the, I don't know if you can actually see it. You can't see it in the tween, but it is tweening it. You can see it's tweening it through the numbers, which is cool. I like that. Yeah, this is pretty exciting for me because I never really like. I was thinking, what is this? What are you talking about? Classic and motion tween? It's because I literally haven't played with Flash since like 2005. And it's basically cool. You just need one instance of the symbol. And you can just do it with that. And just in case, like, just to explain that again, the This symbol's not going to have it, right? Interesting. So if I try and put that one in there, it doesn't want to do it, basically. So you don't want to do that. But if I did the convert layers to symbol, we created the pentagon, the pentagon tween, right? Where's this thing? It would let me put this one in, right? Without complaining, basically. And then if we look at the product, exactly the same. You can see what's going on is exactly the same in each one. Not really necessarily that much value to doing that, but there would be in other situations. Can we just yeah, there you go. And there is obviously like more, right? There is more that we can do with this object now that is in the that you couldn't do, like some of this 3D stuff, for instance. So we could vary the 3D stuff. We look at the Z value, which I think it must be every program works has different coordinate systems. 3D position. This just does Z. I mean, normally in a Cartesian coordinate, Z is the one that is going like that. So let's do maybe from. Let's just see if we can work out what is actually going on here. 200. So if we go like 800, that's going to make it small. You can see it's going like that. It's going to a vanishing point, right? I'm curious to see what happens if we make this one minus 800. That'll be fun, right? Let's see what happens. So that's currently that. Probably not going to. The minus 800 is massive, right? It's coming in from this spot. So you could do some more interesting stuff. You can imagine, like, obviously I'm using it like a completely wrong shape for this. But if this was a circle and I had it aligned better, you could do stuff with the inner glow kind of that would be really cool, probably. That's a little bit excessive though. So we're just gonna. I was just curious to see. There are 3D options in the window. There is stuff with layer depth. I wonder if this actually. I don't think this is actually relevant to this. Or is it? Is it relevant to this? It's hard to say. This is the layer depth of the clip itself, which should be. This is what we're dealing with. Maybe it's this button here. I need to look into that one. I'm not exactly sure how that works. We can certainly change this, right? Yeah, this changes the vanishing point, so that's cool. I didn't mean to change it. Oh yeah, actually, that changed the path. Yeah, you could make it go to a point, and then you could make it go to a completely different point. Let's actually, we made this minus. This is minus 800 to 800. Let's make the field like a little bit smaller in terms of that. Yeah, somehow this got even lower. Let's make that 0. Just so we can actually see what's going on a bit better. Yeah, we're making some interesting stuff now. I didn't really mean. The thing you also have to be careful is you need to get with this type of tween. Like another thing you can do as well is the easing. You don't get access to the. Do you get access to the easy stuff? You might. You might. It would be on here though, wouldn't it? Where is the easy stuff? It would be here. No, you get no. I don't think so. Interesting. And then when you go into the, of course, into the shape layer, you can do all the shape stuff, right? So we could do some like, let's get a bit smaller on it. There are some pretty. I'm trying to remember. There's a really good one on this, even better than this. A super duper transform. There were like 4 options on the transform. Let's see. What does this one do? I wonder. I'm sure I even played with this tool. Let me do something with this. It's doing something weird with it. Object. Trying to see like. Well, anyway, you could basically, if you wanted to, just do something. Let me just see what happens if I just change it. Not like that, obviously. So we could do something like we could make the stroke much wider here, something like that. Wonder what that will do to it. So here you would have to do a regular shape tween, right? And then that shape tween would affect what goes on the main layer. So you can take a look, see what happens now. This triangle is really annoying me. It's kind of pointless at this stage. It's kind of funny because the fill is actually kind of works. It kind of works that it's obviously a little bit big. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. There's so much fun stuff you can do. I really actually kind of yeah. I might do some more videos like this because I really enjoy messing around with stuff like this. I'm really liking those colors go really well actually. And of course, like I mentioned, like don't worry about that one. That one was a failed attempt. This one is actually gone a bit better. I kind of like the way it bounces. I kind of actually like the movement of it as well, even though it was kind of accidental. Um, and like I mentioned, we can convert the layer to a symbol. And like, what can you do in terms of that? So this is the animation. So I could put another one in. I could. How far can I move it? Let's see. So you do at least get the ability to rotate a little bit. And we could put another one in. And this is when it gets fun, where you can just like put in a bunch of different stuff. Just put them all over the place, right? Rotate them however you want. You can go down. Let's go down there. We'll just have like a few of them. There we go. We'll have 5 because it's a pentagon. There we go. Let's see how that looks. You sort of think like if they went in like a path, the thing is they're not really moving. They're moving like a little bit. They're going. They're move. If you think about the position that they are, they're moving. They're not rotating. They're not rotating, are they? They're not rotating. But then if they rotate it, because they're so regular, it might not make any difference anyway. But you see, if this one like moved around there, this one, and then basically you need it so it's like it moves like from its own perspective, it moves to the right, or not even to the right. It just moves around a point, the reference point, like say plus 30 degrees. If they all do that, it would all just move in a circle, and it would look better, right? Being able to do that though, is it possible to do that within the constraints of this program? That is a good question, and I'm not entirely certain because I can't remember. You could. I'm pretty sure there might be a way that you could just select all of them and somehow do something with it. But that doesn't really sound like the answer, does it? Because these are all the same thing. Now it's like, do I remember which one is the real one? They're all sort of the real one at this point, aren't they? But if we take a look, they're all going to have the same thing, right? Do all this stuff as well. You could do different stuff on each. Let's see if that actually works. Not really. Not really. All right. So I'm trying to just think. You know what's interesting? I think maybe it changed to that, did it? All right. So interestingly, when I did that, it put the pentagon animation on the top level. It actually changed the order of the things, which I wasn't actually necessarily expecting. But we can go into it anyway, and let's just see what else you can do on the tween. If we did an orient to path, I didn't mean to do that. Where were we? Orient to path. We can do a rotation, a clockwise rotation. 3. Let's try that. So we could do something like this, right? I think they'll only do it for this particular instance, right? No, it does it for all of them. Sorry, it obviously does. So I want it to move though. I want it to move. I think the way you actually get it to move is just to change the vanishing point, maybe. So we have a vanishing point. So we can see the way it's moving, right? I think like if we go to this point and we put it somewhere else, like if we moved it over here, it would then update everything. Let's see. So here it starts at, say, vertical, and it ends like, say it starts at north there, and it ends at north northeast there, or whatever it's called, east northeast. I can't remember. So would that work with all of them? Weirdly, this one looks like it's going clockwise, and this one looks like it's going anti-clockwise. So I feel like maybe there's a point where you maybe have to go like a center line. Well, no, actually, it kind of does make sense. It does make sense. This one's coming in. Anyway, it's kind of fun just to mess around with this stuff. I'll try and like, it's difficult. The way I like to do things is not really like how other people try and do things. So I have to try and work out exactly what I'm doing with this. So thanks for watching.